Hey everyone, it is Trina Jacobson, the owner and creator behind Diamonds and Dust, and today I'm going to show you how to make this grungy graffiti style tumbler. If you like my style of work, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also check out the description box below as I have a free Facebook group you can join where I give away more of my tips and tricks, and I also have more exclusive tutorials and more one-on-one help in my mentorship group. If you would like to join that as well, there's a link in the description. Let's get started. Today we're going to be working on a 24-ounce plump from the Tipsy Magnolia. I will have a discount code link for you down in the description. I am just going to take a ruler and measure from top to bottom, which is about 8 inches. So I'm going to use this multicolored ombre vinyl from Tech Wrap Craft and cut it a little bit shy of 8 inches. I then am just going to fold back a couple inches of that vinyl and tack it down, and then I'm going to be doing a full wrap. I usually do this by just tacking down that section, leaving on the backing, and then pushing firmly in the crease between the vinyl and the tumbler, and the backing will automatically just fold away. Once I have reached where the vinyl starts matching up, I will just cut off the excess. I then went and cut a circle at about 2 3/4 inches for the bottom of my tumbler. You will have a little bit of a white rim exposed, but don't worry, we will cover that later on. Now you're just going to take some acrylic paint or some chalk paint and kind of blend in that white rim. You'll see later on that I actually went a totally different direction with this tumbler. I was just going to show you how to do like a cheat method with like a ombre swirl, but I ended up adding another step to it. So if you're going to make this exact tumbler, you really don't need to cover that little white rim. You're going to let that rim completely dry, and then you are going to grab a opal glitter. This is Bubbles from my shop. It is one of my favorite opals because it's a mini chunky mix, and if you've been following me for a while, you know those are my very top favorite. You then are going to mix up enough epoxy that you're going to do the epoxy method and just apply a thin layer over this vinyl. You want it to be thin enough that your tumbler is sticky, but you do not want to be applying it as thick as you would a regular epoxy coat. While that epoxy is still wet, you are going to take and fully coat that tumbler with your Bubbles glitter. You then are going to set this tumbler to the side and let it cure for a couple hours. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous with that Bubbles glitter? It looks like one of those sugar-coated candies. You then are going to take your tumbler over to the turner and add a layer of epoxy. I really was just going to show you guys how to do like a cheat glitter swirl with that vinyl and the glitter. But once I pulled it off the turner, I kind of thought it was boring. I just can't be quite that basic, I guess. So I took my tumbler outside and I gave it a spray with some power wash. And then I took some black spray paint right over the top of that power wash and sprayed it black. You are then going to immediately take it to your hose or a sink, or you can even dunk it in water to rinse off those bubbles. Once that is completely dry, you are going to add a layer of epoxy. I added a few extra steps to this to give it this effect. I am going to go over that more in my mentorship group. If you would like to join, there is a link down in the description. Once my tumbler was cured, I was kind of getting graffiti type vibes, so I typed out the word unbothered in that same swirl type vinyl and cut it out on my silhouette. I then am taking my Cami Page Boutique Ultimate Tumbler tool and using the vertical line maker and a dry erase marker, I'm just making a straight line going up my tumbler. This will be the guide to place your decal on straight. I got this tilted cup stand from AB Designs Co. and it is by far the best that I have found. Not only does it hold all of the sizes, but you're not resting your tumbler on the back of a 3D printed item, and therefore it doesn't get all scratched up. You are then going to apply your decal and then take your tumbler back over to your turner and apply your final layers of epoxy. Recently had some people ask me some of my tips with applying epoxy, so I thought I would go over this at the end of this video. First of all, you want to make sure your humidity and your heat is aligning with the epoxy brand that you are using. Those can really make some serious issues for you. The other trick I have is you're going to apply a thin enough layer that it is fully coated, but not too thick that you are trapping those bubbles. Once you have your epoxy completely coated, I usually let it spin for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I will come back with my torch only once and torch those bubbles one time. If you over torch, you can start curing that top layer and the underneath layer will not be cured and you can leave ripples. So I usually just torch that one time and walk away. Now our tumbler is completely finished. I just love how bright and beautiful this is, and I always love a little hack to make our lives a little bit easier. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial. Look for me on all other social media platforms under Diamonds and Dust. Thanks so much for watching.